punches never stop and the excitement is always ringside. Get ready to step into the world of boxing like never before. Join us as we dive deep into the stories, strategies, and showdowns that make boxing the ultimate sport of champions. From knockout interviews with legendary fighters to ringside roundups of the biggest matchups, we've got you covered with expert analysis and insider insights. So lace up your gloves, grab a ringside seat, and get ready to experience the thrill of the fight. This is the 10-8 Podcast. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Norbs, and this is the 10-8 Podcast. And let's get into this real quick. For those that think I'm tripping out right now, Gervonta Davis posted about a couple hours ago. I'm into conspiracies. I'm into all that stuff. Ryan Garcia has come off the biggest weekend of his career, right? Gervonta Davis goes, and after a lot of people stating that they would like to see a rematch, right? Check this out, guys. Check this out. Goes and posts him knocking out, or actually putting Ryan Garcia on the canvas. Now, this could mean absolutely nothing. This could mean absolutely zero, nothing at all. But why? Why post that now? And to be honest with you, and this is how I feel. I've said this from jump. This is going to be the biggest fight. Let me see if I can share this. Of his career. I mean, actually the biggest bag in his career. Remember, the last time they fought, right? The last time these two fought, this is what he posted, guys, right here. Gervonta Davis posted this. This is probably around 12 o'clock. I actually ripped it like around 2:20, but Gervonta Davis posts the punch, the counter punch where he puts Ryan Garcia to the canvas. This is it right here. He puts him on his ass. Now, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about it real quick. 1.2 million pay-per-view buys on the first fight. The excuse of being weight drained, which a lot of people believe is a valid excuse on the part of Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just coming off the biggest performance of his career, where he beat someone that a lot of people regard as a top pound-for-pound fighter. Okay, let's put it before he fought Devin Haney. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney was regarded as a top pound-for-pound fighter. Some people were comparing him to the elites, period. He stood alone. He had a great performance with Progress. Ryan Garcia goes in there, makes it look easy. Now, Devin Haney's been calling out Tank. Ryan has been calling out Tank for the longest. And Ryan has this performance where a lot of fans are now questioning if the fight would have been different at a catch weight or without Ryan being drained. I mean, I don't know whose Twitter it was or Instagram it was. I seen it the other day, and it had a side-by-side comparison of when he fought Tank as opposed to when he fought Devin Haney, and it looks completely night and day. Like, we're talking about literally him looking like very sickly when he fought Gervonta Davis as opposed to strong, and you've seen what happened with Devin Haney. Now, all that aside, Gervonta Davis beats him, makes him quit. Ryan Garcia gets shunned by the boxing community, by a bunch of people, and now all of a sudden, Ryan comes off his biggest win, and the ticket is now punched. Literally, what I mean, when the ticket is punched now, he is now the money guy, the other money guy. Now, let's look at all the variables in this situation. Let's look at all of the variables, okay? Tank at 135 pounds. There is nobody at 135 pounds, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I have to at this point, right? There's nobody at 135 pounds that can generate the amount of money that Ryan Garcia is making. In fact, Ryan Garcia stated today in an Instagram post that he made $50 million for this fight. Now, 12 million being that he put on a bet. He had put 2 million down and won. So let's say minus that, he made $38 million for this particular fight. What do you think a rematch with Gervonta Davis, who knows he wants the big money? This is what this is about, right? What do you think he gets right there? If Ryan got 38 for this fight, right? Again, I don't know if he got the pay-per-view numbers in, but that's what he said he made. Or he made 50, whatever. Gervonta is not going to make that without the other dance partner. Floyd Mayweather was not going to be able to make 150 million without Manny Pacquiao, and that's when they looked like equals. Now, again, Gervonta has already beat him, but there's an asterisk that a lot of people want to hang over that situation because of the weight drain. Now, the biggest obstacle, in my opinion, to making this fight happen, of course, is the fact that Gervonta is not going to allow, or he can't even trust Ryan Garcia to make weight. And this is going to be the big dilemma. This is where these two sides have to meet and come to some type of conclusion, because Ryan is not going to go down to 135. Ryan, he's the big ticket right now outside of Gervonta. This can be a mega bash, but they have to meet somewhere in the middle. And is Gervonta even willing to even entertain the idea of a rematch? This post tells me yes. And absolutely yes. Simply because you're acknowledging the fact that you already defeated him. In fact, you put that out there to not only throw gas on this fire, you want the community and the fans of Ryan Garcia to turn around and make it a thing to where people want to see this fight. You didn't have to answer, you didn't have to post nothing. You went out there and said he can have your number. This is completely different. Yes, Ryan Garcia is moving up to 147, but a catch weight for this amount of money, like, this is a big fight. We're probably talking about guarantees of probably 50 million for each of them, guaranteed without the pay-per-view. That's what I believe. Again, I'm not the numbers guy. I don't have the numbers, but this fight has the potential, based on Ryan's popularity, Gervonta Davis' popularity, the things that occurred in the first fight, the things that occurred in the fight with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. This has the makings of a mega fight. The biggest obstacle we're going to have right now is if they can come to an agreement at a catch weight. Oscar De La Hoya went out in the press conference and said he has to meet us at 145. Let's be real. We know that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. Gervonta's not going to let him go to 145 to then balloon up to 170. So some type of agreement has to be made. And again, Gervonta has money, and so does Ryan Garcia. But the amount of money that they can make off of this fight may make it possible to make some type of meeting between in the middle. I mean, listen, 1.2 million pay-per-view buys on the first one alone. And now people are believing again that Ryan, in a fair, quote unquote, state, can possibly defeat this individual. Not only that, the antics, the stuff that's going to happen behind the scenes, it's going to be the best story in boxing and possibly the biggest fight in boxing. But can we get over the weight situation? I believe that Gervonta putting that post out showed that he already has interest. I'm sorry, that's showing interest. You didn't have to acknowledge that. Some people may say he's just trolling. Absolutely not. Gervonta Davis is one of the smartest individuals in this game. He understands when he speaks, people are going to listen. And in order to get that type of money, you need a dancing partner that can generate that type. And guess what, guys? He has that dancing partner in Ryan King Garcia. And I think it's a possibility. I believe this can happen very soon. Guys, if you're Oscar De La Hoya, right? And let's just think theory-wise. Let's just think. If you're Oscar De La Hoya, you have to think to yourself, if the money's there, right, you got to really realistically look at your fighter, right? Your fighter stated he wants to fight only 4 more fights. He's talking about fighting guys like Boots Ennis, which will be a huge mistake to fight Boots Ennis. He's talking about possibly fighting Bud Crawford. He's talking about going up to fight Fundora at 154. Fundora may not be, I mean, Fundora's about 6'5". I mean, it'll be a ridiculous fight. Why not get that guaranteed money now with someone at a fair weight that possibly you believe that you can beat? In fact, let's just say they go at it. Let's say Ryan defeats Gervonta Davis. You now trigger the possibility of a third match where you guys can make hundreds of millions of dollars. And what we do know about Ryan Garcia is this: he is going to sell this fight. He is going to sell it. He's going to blame the clause, and Gervonta is not. Gervonta is going to laugh it off, troll, and this is going to be everything that every network, every streaming service would want in regards to entertainment. There's millions of dollars to be made with this fight. I think Gervonta sending that Instagram post out was him acknowledging that, you know what, let's have a conversation. I mean, that's what I believe. I could be completely wrong, but I believe that's what just happened right now. I know there was more sales. Listen, guys, 1.2 million pay-per-view sales is a lot of sales. People aren't cracking 200,000. In fact, Devin Haney cracked only 50,000 in his last fight. So you got to think about it. Ryan Garcia is the equal. Now, I wouldn't say equal, but he's as close to equal as Gervonta Davis in regards to popularity. Let's just be honest. People want to see big fights. Ryan versus Barrios, what he said over. No, Ryan versus Barrios is not going to sell. Virgil Ortiz is way bigger. I think Virgil Ortiz is 154. You know, listen, none of those fights sell bigger than a Gervonta fight. And if you're Oscar De La Hoya, you don't want to take too many risks and throwing this man in front of guys that are 154 pounds, especially guys like Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis or Terrence Bud Crawford. You got to get the money while it's there. You know what I'm saying? Once he hits the 154, that fight is out of here. The time is now to make that fight. You know, because one, you don't want him to be at 154 and now you got to bring him down to, no, you got to make it happen now. And I think this is the perfect opportunity. And I think Gervonta has pretty much invited himself to this party and realizes like, hey, this is a big opportunity for Gervonta's camp. And they know, listen, they've already beaten him. You know what I'm saying? He's already tasted what Ryan had. I mean, he did say Ryan was the biggest punch that he faced. Maybe he's like, yo, I'm not dealing with it at a certain weight. Maybe they needed to catch weight. I don't know. But the fact that he has already put this Instagram post out, you're throwing gasoline on the fire. You're throwing it on the fire. You're letting people know in some shape or form that this is an actual possibility. And I'm not going to lie to you. This gets me excited. This is a fight that I want to see. This is a fight that just makes all the sense in regards. Sorry about that. In regards to financial. I mean, guys, you're not you're not not going to get a better opportunity in this if you're Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean? Especially now. Let's just play devil's advocate. Ryan goes and takes a Boots Ennis or something like that and loses. It kind of dampens. It brings down the value of this fight. You got to catch it at this point with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the key right now for that. I think Gervonta understands that. So to me, and I'm just saying, look at the post, go on his Instagram at Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis has acknowledged it in some shape or form, and I believe it's a possibility that it can happen. My man Jakari says if it happens, it's definitely not happening in the next 2 fights, maybe even 3. Jakari, honestly, I believe if it happens, it has to happen immediately. I don't think you could wait 2-3 years down the line. Tank is not moving up. And if Ryan continues to move up, it's going to be more difficult for him to meet at a catch weight at a lower weight. I think 143, 145 is obtainable for Tank. He's already fought at, I think, 143, 145 pounds. I mean, 140 pounds. Maybe a 142, some type of negotiation, Ryan may do it. You know what I mean? Ryan talking 154, not saying it's bigger than Tank, too. That's the biggest fight in boxing. Where do Ryan if not Tank? I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's an aim for Tank. I mean, it makes the most sense to make this fight happen. to be honest with you. And I feel like once you start getting accustomed to a higher weight, like 154, to go back down to 140, you're doing exactly what you were stating that made you lose the last fight. So to me, I feel as if um I feel like 143, 145 is obtainable, but I think it has to happen now. Now, if he doesn't fight him, I think it won't happen, period, because I think he'll go up to 154. And honestly, I think he loses to guys like Boots or Bud or a Tim Tszyu. I don't think he defeats those guys. And then it lessens the value of the Tank fight. So if this fight is going to happen, I believe it has to happen now. You can't wait for him to take a loss, especially when you listen. 154 is loaded. It's loaded. I mean, listen. Even at the lower end, you got the Danny. I mean, not to disrespect Danny, you got the Danny Garcias. You still got Charlo there. These are guys that can fight at 154. You know what I mean? You got Tim Tszyu, you got Fundora, you got Bud Crawford, you got Errol Spence. It's too loaded. So if Tank is actually interested in this fight, he has to try to make it one of his next two fights. And that's just being honest, because once Ryan hits 154, the value of this fight is going to be diminished. He is not, and again, I like Ryan Garcia. I just don't believe he survives at 154 pounds. I just don't believe it. I don't. I think he's talented enough. I don't think he's disciplined enough. So if you're Gervonta Davis, you have to make this happen now. And I think Gervonta has identified that and has sent out the waivers or whatever the hell it is in order to make this fight happen. Now, guys, I'm going to end this short. I got stuff to do. But let me know in the comments if you think I'm bugging, smoking crack, doing whatever. Let me know. It's your boy Norris. This is the 10A podcast. We will be back on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay, that's the days at 10 a.m. That's our time for the show. This is just an update. I had to talk about it. Let me know. Make sure you like, comment, hit the subscribe button, and show love to your boy. We're building this channel. We are out.